take me to the bunny ranch. People dying, kill me in the packing house. Even you have to win sometime.
Hey, everybody. What's going on? It's the Bunny Ears Podcast. I am your host, Raya Carmona. Oh, wait, no, wait a second. No, I'm actually Macaulay Culkin. And my guest this week is Raya Carmona. Hello, welcome.
Hi, how are ya?
Good. Welcome to my home.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. So, look, I've had a skunk under my house the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get it out.
Okay.
Do you have any recommendations?
Oh my God.
First
of all, I have to say,
I heard you're an expert. Not on skunks, just an expert in general.
I am an expert on everything, and I will say the first thing I have to say is please don't hurt it.
Of course not.
Please don't.
I won't.
Second thing I would say is you should paint yourself black and white. You have to be the skunk.
Be the skunk?
You have to be the skunk.
Yeah, gotcha.
Get a little stinky if you have to.
Oh, okay.
It's all part of it. Get under there. Have a nice open dialogue. Everything's about communication.
Yeah, is that what it's
you know?
about? Yeah.
You never know why he's down there. Maybe he's just, I don't know, lonely.
Yeah,
Maybe you just need some friends.
Oh, there you go.
But you won't know until you get down there and you communicate.
That's true.
That can be said actually about a lot of things.
It's actually very Looney Tunes of you. Like, yeah, I should to paint my back with a white stripe.
One giant paintbrush.
Very
down the
Pepe
back.
Le Pew
Exactly.
of you. All right, cool. So, so you actually have like you do YouTube stuff and all that kind of like. Let our audience who don't know about you, let them know about you.
Yeah, so I started doing YouTube about 8 years ago, back before it was what it is now.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I just fell into it. It's one of those things where I was like bored one day and I started making videos, and then I woke up and people were interested in what I had to say, and I was like, well, but I guess this is my life now. Mm-hmm. And so I did that for a really long time. I actually started in gaming.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of first-person shooters, a lot of Call of Duty.
Oh, there you go.
I started out doing that mostly because I was just doing it for fun, and I didn't think that people were actually going to know what I was doing, and then everything happened very quickly. So I built up a huge male audience. My entire YouTube career, I had like an 85 to 90% male audience, and they skewed younger, obviously, because I started off in gaming.
Because gaming, yeah.
And so eventually became this thing where I just started getting lots of advice questions, like relationship and sex advice from these young boys. I was like a slightly older woman, and they wanted to know my thoughts on all these things. And I started doing all these relationship advice videos. I did that for a really long time. Somehow was able to use 8 years of being a like bullshitting YouTuber who talked about relationships into a job at Playboy. And I ran social there for a couple years.
Nice.
Very fun. Very fun place to work. Yeah, they have like a butler who makes you like lattes with the bunny ears. It's pretty wild, actually.
Mm-hmm. So you're wearing bunny ears right now. So
I am.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really fitting, honestly.
Yeah, it's apt.
Everything comes full circle, right?
I know, right?
And so I worked at Playboy for a bit, learned a ton there, and then...
And you ran their social?
Yeah, I ran their social.
Gotcha.
It was really fun. It was great. I got to just like go to all the events, all their parties and stuff. Became friends with a ton of like bunnies and playmates. It just Playboy was my life for a bit.
And were you still doing your YouTube channel at the same time, or
I was trying, but it was definitely it was the first time that I ever had a big boy job, like a 9 to 5 corporate, thing.
Look at me now, Dad.
And it's kind of sucked. It was Playboy, so it was like the best corporate job you could have, but I definitely found it hard to balance because I was basically doing nothing.
And he was still alive, right?
He wasn't. I actually started like right after he died.
Oh, so you never met the Hef?
His son was the chief creative officer.
So the other Hef.
The other Hef.
Yes, gotcha. All right. Yeah.
They look exactly like it's actually quite scary.
Really?
Yeah, it's terrifying. And so I did that for a while, learned a ton there, and then decided that it was much more fun to just do shit like this all the time. And so...
It's easy. Believe me, I'm just sitting in my living room with some microphones. It's easy.
Wearing bunny ears, just fucking around.
You're kidding me? I don't have to leave my house. It's great.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And so I went to people who had managed me back when I did YouTube, and I was like, I want to do like something in the sex space. I want to do my YouTube channel again, maybe make podcast style videos. And they were like, well, you could just do a podcast. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, yeah, that's very true. And they're like, we have a whole thing. We have a whole place. So you just go and you record, and it's amazing.
Look at that.
And so
you don't have to buy your own Zoom or anything like that?
I didn't. I get to go to like a cushy studio, and I just sit down and I record and I leave. believe. I'm very spoiled.
Do you even edit it? You don't even edit it yourself, do you?
No.
Exactly.
I'll give like slight editing notes. I'll be like, I don't like this sentence. Take it out.
Yeah. No, I know exactly. It's like, oh, the whole time I was talking about Nazis. Let's get rid of that.
I feel like kind of an asshole because somebody else is doing all the hard work.
Yeah. Sean's right here, and he's the one who does all the editing. He's my asshole over here.
You also have the ability to go places.
Yeah.
And you just don't want to leave the house.
No, this is the most traveling like little device right here.
That's true.
It's
We have
easy
access to
peasy.
the same studio.
Yes. Oh, that's true. Actually, we
Same fucking place.
we recorded there once. Yeah.
Good
Same
studio.
editors, too.
Yeah.
They do like
and,
World Star Hip Hop there and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a crazy
Here,
place.
and
Oh,
No,
great.
yeah, no. Because listen, I'm still in my pajamas. Like,
Right.
I mean, this is actually all clothes from yesterday too. I hope I don't smell. I'm sorry.
Amazing. You don't. It's fine.
All right,
I
thank
love
you.
it. But yeah, it's super. It's very easy.
Yeah.
It's way better than a corporate
and so
job.
so you talk more about like like sex and things like that.
Yeah, so it really varies. Some episodes are a lot more like anecdotal and raunchy, and they're more just about fun stuff like sexting.
I was gonna
or-
say, is it like stories, like true stories
It
kind of
is,
stuff?
yeah.
Like,
I definitely don't consider myself an expert in the sense that I know.
You're not a therapist.
I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a huge slut.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Hold on. Fist bump. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
And so me and my friends have accumulated enough stories that we were like, let's just talk about sex in a frank way. I've noticed that, I mean, I'm only 26, but I've noticed that there are a lot of females my age that like are open and they want to do things, but they don't necessarily feel comfortable talking about them, even to their friends. And so I'm like, well, I'll talk about it. You don't want to talk about anal? I'll talk about it. Like, so I just figured I would do that. And so some episodes are a little bit more heavy and they're about like emotional unavailability or asking for what you want.
And the other episodes are about butt stuff.
And the other episodes are about butt stuff or like how to take the right dick pic and
there you
things
go,
like that.
there you go.
So it's a mixed bag. You
Yeah,
kind of
keep-
never really
keep
know
your
what you're
face
gonna
out of
get.
it. That's kind of what I think that's the rule of thumb. Just-
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, I mean, I guess I don't kink shame, so I guess it really depends on.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's
On
fine.
what you-
I'm just saying to be safe as a famous person. Yeah, just don't
Keep
put
your face out of
Keep
it.
your face out of it. I think. Yeah. I've actually never sent a dick pic. I mean, do women actually get turned like? Does it work?
No.
That's what I always thought.
Well, here's the thing. That was what we kind of ended on that episode with was we are absolutely not masturbating to it.
Yeah.
We aren't turned on by it.
I
But
know
we
dude-
still
I know-
we still want you to keep sending them. That I don't want to like make guys be like, I'm not gonna send dick pics anymore. We still very much appreciate them.
Oh well, you sound you sound like like I like a mother. Like I drew a picture of of Spider-Man. It's
not good, but we'll put it on the fridge.
Yeah, exactly. I appreciate you.
But it's like we like the effort. It lets us know you're thinking about us. Lets us know you're turned on by us. We like that part of it.
Okay.
We are absolutely not doing anything with it. And we are, of course, 100% always showing our friends. Always.
Oh yeah.
Always.
Oh yeah. And
But it's never really in like a making fun of you
But
way.
I was gonna say, are you snickering?
It really depends.
I mean, are there like freckles or like like just or like hair things or something
So-
that make you snicker?
So I try not to because I know that obviously when you're sending
You're
a
trying to be
nude,
respectful.
I do try to be respectful. Like I know
About the dick pics.
they're vulnerable. They're putting themselves out there, literally.
Literally, yeah.
But
just blowing in the wind.
there
yeah.
have been a few where I'm like, I gotta make fun of this.
Well, okay. Example.
Okay, so one guy,
Is this to you or to your friend?
it's to me.
Gotcha.
He lived.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
He lived in New York. I was here in LA, and we hadn't met up in real life. And I always knew he was kind of, he's just a bit cringy. A really nice guy, but he's the kind of person who'd post a picture like on a rooftop in New York, and he'd be like, "Love looking out at the city with my cup of coffee."
Exactly.
You know what
I'm on a boat.
Yeah.
Looking at,
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
So I knew he was a bit cringy. So he sends me a dick pic. It's a mirror pic. One.
Okay. So you can actually see the phone.
You can see the phone.
Yeah,
It's
gotcha.
like it was like from mid thigh up.
Okay. Oh, so he's trying to show you a little bit of his.
Well, here's
cut.
the thing: is he was poo bearing.
The cut of his jib.
He was poo bearing. He had a T-shirt on,
Oh.
and I'm like, Why do you have a? He has a great body. He posts it all the
Listen,
time on
he
his
can at least do
Instagram. Exactly.
He can at least do that.
Exactly, and he wasn't. And so I was like, it was weird that he was Winnie the Poohing me, first of all, and then second of all, and it would be better. It would be fine if the T-shirt was like a plain white T-shirt. It said, "If looks could kale."
Wow. Jesus Christ. Oh, so he's one of those guys.
So there's a lot going on in that picture. It's
So,
like those
yeah.
Renaissance paintings where there's so much going on, and every
Yes.
time you keep looking at it, and things just
Every
keep
time you see
happening
it, there's
to you.
something new. You
Yeah.
see. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so that one was worth making fun of.
All right.
Honestly.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. There you
Making
go.
fun of.
Are there, like physical attributes that you kind of like? Anything gnarly that you've seen?
I'm trying to think. Not really. I don't like when sometimes guys like. First of all, my biggest
Wait,
thing,
do they
my
do the
biggest
taint
advice.
ones?
Yeah,
They do from down
my biggest
from down
issue
below.
with guys, it's like it doesn't need to be that close.
No, it's like a spread eagle and just down below.
right up in the taint.
Yeah, I want to see the
You can start to
hoostache.
see like the tuft of asshole hair. It's like
Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah, and I call it the hoostache.
the hoostache.
Yeah, yes.
It doesn't need to be that close. It doesn't need to be that even like as a girl, it's like I don't need to show you the inside of my vagina. Like
Yeah.
the whole beauty of it is that it's like
No,
your
I
body.
want to see your ovaries. That's what I want out of my pics.
Actually,
I want
my thing
ovaries,
is-
uterus. I want the whole works. I want the whole. It's a mystery to me.
Right.
Yeah. So I need to know.
So you need to know.
Yeah.
See, that's I do not share that sentiment. I'd rather not see the hoostache.
So have you sent pics?
I have, yeah.
Yeah?
I mostly I try to, like you said, be safe, keep my face out of it.
Mm-hmm.
If I do want to put my whole body, I'll do the classic mirror picture, phone in front of my face kind of thing.
Okay.
I'll do some of those.
Can you show us some of these? No. I'm kidding. Okay.
They're actually on Instagram. They're on Instagram.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
the thing is,
Atta
like,
girl.
most of the pictures I send, obviously, except for a select few, it's like, if it happened to get leaked, at least I'm like, well, I look pretty fucking good.
there you
So
go.
it's
There you go.
fine, it's
That's how it's
fine.
done. You know?
I want to at least be proud of my nudes if they get leaked. So
and yeah. So you're proud of your nudes. Is
I
what you're
actually
saying.
am genuinely proud of my nudes. If they got leaked, it'd be terrible for a few days, and then I'd be like,
There you go.
fuck it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
2019.
Oh yeah, I'm the person who has the sex YouTube channel,
Right,
so I can get
exactly.
away
It's
with
on
this.
brand,
Yeah,
honestly. It's really on brand
Yeah,
for
exactly.
me.
It's right on the nose. But you said you're not a therapist or anything like that. But
I'm
do you do
not.
advice and
I
things
do.
like that?
I try to give advice, but I try to give it in a way where it's like, you don't have to listen to me. I'm not saying this comes from any place of like research or anything. It's just as a female, this is what works for me. This is what I've seen work for my friends. This is what turns me on or turns me off. Feel free to do with that information what you'd like.
And then you get dick pics.
Yeah, I get. Well, yeah, that's another thing
This
too.
is what gets me going. Yeah,
Having a young male audience, I've seen.
Are you mostly
I've
male
seen-
audience still? Your
Yeah,
analytics?
huge, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I have seen probably thousands of dick pics.
Oh,
I get-
congratulations.
I get.
Your dad would be so proud of you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, he is. I see so many. People love to send them in the DMs. I had a big series on YouTube for a while where I would it was back when Snapchat was huge. And my Snapchat obviously is private. It's for like my friends. But for like 2 hours, I would open it up to the public.
Oh, God.
And then I would open them live. So to get the reaction, and it became a thing where guys just loved seeing my reactions.
I was about to
their
say
dicks.
that's a great way to get demonetized too.
Oh, I've been monetized in years.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, that ship passed a long time ago.
That ship sailed.
I am thirsty for brand deals. Let me tell you, it's the only way. But yeah, so I've
You hear
seen,
that, brands?
Please sponsor me. I've seen my fair share of dick pics.
All right.
Yes.
There you go. And so people were asking for advice. Is it mostly men or is it women? Like, what's the
Mostly men.
ratio?
It's mostly men. I've actually very recently started seeing girls. A lot of girls have come to me and been like, "I love your confidence." Or like even friends of mine have been like, "You've kind of given me confidence to
Hey,
ask for what I
you're a
want
very
in bed."
assertive young lady. Okay.
And I think that makes girls be like, "Oh, it's okay to be like that."
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it helps in that way that I'm not a therapist, I'm not a doctor. It's like, "Oh, she's just a normal single girl,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like figuring it out just like the rest of us." It's like, I can ask for a guy to spit in my mouth too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's like I feel like it's helping girls kind of realize that it's okay to be open sexually.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
stuff.
No,
So-
yeah, exactly. Giving people confidence. and so forth.
Exactly. So I've seen more girls on that end.
But you say majority is men, though. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Younger men.
Because I have a friend who's like this dude. He's actually like around my age. He's like 38.
Okay.
And he's looking. He's been like looking for a lady and stuff like that. And so what he does is he goes to all like of his friends' girlfriends.
Oh.
And ask them for advice and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
And the thing is, at the end of the day, it's like he shouldn't be talking to them. He should be talking to me.
Right.
I'm a man who's been successful in love and in sex. It's like, no, like sometimes women don't know what
That's actually
women
true.
want.
That's actually very true.
Yeah, exactly. I think yes. I think someone like that should be talking to other men
Yeah.
that are like, get the things that they want, I
Right,
guess.
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I also try to. It's harder because obviously I have more female friends, but I try to have men on the show as much as I can because I do think it's important to have that difference in opinion. A lot of times
Absolutely.
with the girl episodes, it'll be a lot of stories and stuff, but it's also a lot of us agreeing with each other.
Well, so you want two sides of the same coin, though. That's the
Right.
thing is you want both sides.
Right, and I want that. And I think sometimes too on podcasts, a guest comes on, they're already a little bit out of their element, and they maybe sometimes feel like they have to agree with everything you say, or they can't necessarily fully express their opinion.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that a lot of times with male counterparts I've had, they'll be like, nah, I actually don't agree with that at all. I think that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why. And
Yeah,
I
exactly.
love that. I welcome that.
Exactly.
I want it. That's why you're on the show, is because I want a different
Because
opinion.
you want, exactly, the other side of that.
Yeah, if I wanted to just hear myself talk, I wouldn't have any guests on, and I would just
blab.
talk at people for an hour. every
Yes,
episode.
exactly. I mean, that's kind of what Twitter is anyway. It's just
Right.
talking at people,
Oh,
really. You know, it's a
absolutely.
one-sided conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, mhm.
So I try to get a difference of opinions, but you're right. I do think it's important to get male perspective, especially a male who's obviously can pull.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. I like that phrasing. Can pull.
He can pull.
There you go. Atta girl.
He's pulled in the past.
So, so you're obviously sexually active.
I am.
Yes. So I've heard this rumor, and I need you to kind of confirm this. It's not about you.
Okay. Yeah, you scared
so-
the fuck out of me first.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
And because I just haven't figured this out. Where do babies come from?
Man. God.
God. God just gives you a baby.
God just gives you babies.
Well, me and the lady we're working on a baby right now, and like so you say I should start like praying or something?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So
That's really all you need in life.
that's all I need.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I've had this all wrong this whole time.
Have you been sticking your dick in her? That's wrong.
Oh God.
That's wrong.
Whoa.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
Okay. Oh, where should I be sticking my dick then?
In her tie-dyed asshole.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Tie-dyed asshole.
All you really
Yeah.
need in this life is a tie-dyed asshole and God.
Yeah, there you go. There you
Really,
go. We have the timestamp right now.
I'll let you know.
All right, cool.
16.
Yeah, we usually do like 25 minutes and then do another 20 minutes and then like it's dynamic ads.
Yes, of course.
Yes. So okay, so I shouldn't be sticking my dick in my
shouldn't.
girlfriend.
You should not.
Yes. But if I were to,
If you were to, I've actually
Is-
is this
is-
true? I've heard. I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna flip the script on you.
Yeah, give it to me.
There was a rumor in my middle school. Peter Boniza told me this story that you can't get pregnant if the girl's on top because the cum just comes back down.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's amazing.
Plot twist: he has 7 children now.
Oh, really?
I actually don't know.
So
but that'd be incredible.
yeah, he's all about missionary.
Missionary now.
Yeah, well, he really thinks gravity.
He really thinks that gravity is.
Yeah, gravity's really strong.
He has a lot of faith
Yeah,
in gravity.
Yeah, bravo. Yeah. So, I've had some sex in my life.
Okay.
Okay. Is it supposed to be warm, mushy, and smelly?
Always.
Always, every time.
Always, every single time.
Every time?
Every single time.
All right.
Whether it's kinky and wild or it's like soft and sensual, it should always be mushy and smelly.
Okay, good.
I think.
All right, good. Because I thought I was doing it wrong.
Well, you don't want people to listen to this and be like, "Oh my god, like it's not supposed to be my sex is mushy and smelly." Then they get in their head, and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden,
that's why
they're
I'm asking. That's why I'm asking
insecure.
an
It should
expert.
always, at some level, be mushy and smelly. I'm not
Okay.
saying it should be
And warm.
and
And
always
warm. Yes.
Yeah. Whenever it's cold, I just can't really get into it.
Yeah, there's something about when it's ice cold.
Yeah, I'm just like, I can't focus.
Yes.
You know, like I really, like we gotta get under the covers or something. This is like, it's not working. And this isn't.
I'm just seeing. I'm actually seeing all kinds of visuals in my head that I probably shouldn't be. Like,
Get me under the covers. It's
like
cold.
That's Doug. He's got an ice cool dick. You know, like just like,
He's got a nice cold dick.
Yeah.
What do you think about Doug? Let me tell you, he's got a nice cold
He's ice
dick.
cold.
And it should be warm,
Yes, it should be.
It should always
should
be
be warm, mushy, and smelly.
but not hot.
yes,
I actually had this
go on.
terrible thing happen to me. It's funny. I've been seeing this guy for a while, and it's a running joke that whenever somebody says, well, "Tell me an embarrassing story about you," every embarrassing thing I've ever done has happened in front of him. I don't know how he's still sexually attracted to me because every terrible thought that I've had would be like, "Oh, that was rough," has happened with him. But the worst one was recently. So we have obviously this thing where if one of us is very drunk. We're over midnight every single time. So I go over. I'm much too drunk. I'm also a huge lightweight. Doesn't help that I'm 85 pounds. So I'm
Oh, jeez.
like 2 drinks
I
in,
could
and I'm
spin
like,
you
what
around
the fuck is up?
I could spin you around like a top.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Jeez.
So I'm a huge lightweight. And obviously I get to a point where I've had enough. I've had much too much. But then at that point, you don't realize you've had much too much. And so you're just knocking him back. So I get to his place too drunk. He's like, "Do you want to smoke?" I'm like, of course. And I have this bad habit that if I'm drunk and I'm smoking weed, I smoke it like a cigarette. Like I'm not conscious.
These big puffs.
Yeah, I'm not.
Are you
conscious.
a smoker?
I am. I'm a big smoker. So
Oh,
I can
thank
pretty
God,
much
'cause I'm a
hold my
smoker
own.
too.
Great.
You
Love to
can,
hear
you can
it.
smoke in here if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Love that.
Feel free. Feel free.
And so I'm smoking it like it's a fucking cigarette. And so now I'm too high. So now I'm too drunk and I'm too high. And he's like, you know what would be fun? We should take a shower, a steaming hot shower. And I'm like, yeah, sounds great. So now I'm in this
It does sound
shower
great, yeah.
that's very hot and steamy. There's no air in there. And I'm too drunk and I'm too high.
Is the room spinning?
It's spinning.
Is the room spinning or are you?
So at one point we're hooking up, and in my head, I'm like, I'm 1,000% gonna faint. It's gonna happen. I'm starting to see black spots. So in my head, I'm like, okay, I have to play it cool.
Yeah.
So I step back. I step out of the shower, still fully naked and wet, haven't even gotten to a towel yet. And in my head, I'm like, I'm just going to tell him I'm going to be like, I'm going to go to the bedroom, meet me in there in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Try to be sexy. You know what I mean? In my head, I'm like, I just need to fucking lay down. I need to lay down for a fucking second. So I'm like, I'll meet you in there in 5 minutes. Apparently, I thought I said it very normally. Apparently, I didn't. Apparently, I was like, I'll meet you in the bedroom in 5 minutes. And then instantly passed out.
Oh, jeez. Well,
Naked in the bathroom.
Thank God you didn't, hit the counter or something like that. Jesus
And then he's
Christ.
hiding my body.
Yeah,
and-
exactly.
Yeah, so, and then I came to probably 30 seconds later to him just, standing over me, also naked, slightly slapping my face, please wake up. Please wake up. Please wake up. And I'm like, what happened? It was...
Oh, God.
And I looked down, and he had, so sweet, covered me with a towel. And it was just...
You're fully clothed at that point.
Yeah. I'm actually in the back of an Uber. He's like, get this bitch out of my apartment.
You're in the trunk of a car. The trunk of an
What
Uber.
happened? Yeah. So that was quite embarrassing. Yeah, that was terrible. I passed out naked after drinking too much with a guy that I'm not even I'm comfortable with him, but he's not like my boyfriend. It's not like someone I'm pooping in front of. So I'm not I'm still kind of in the place where I'm wearing makeup to go over to see him. So it was very, very embarrassing for me.
All right. Yeah.
We made it up later in the night. We had anal. It was awesome.
Oh,
It was
great.
great.
Obviously, you're into anal. This is the second time you brought it up in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, butt stuff is in.
Apparently, yes. It's very popular on the website.
I feel like you got a ton of questions that were talk about butts.
Talk about butt stuff.
Talk about pegging.
All right, cool. I'm going to tell you a story. We're going to do a little commercial break. Dynamic ads.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be right back. And I'm going to tell you a story.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's not embarrassing for me. It's for the other girl. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Meditation Minute. I'm your guide, Luis Prada. Come with me on a journey to someplace or whatever. Look, I've been super busy. I've been writing my new book that comes out this fall. It's called Meditate. It has an exclamation point at the end. Anyway, because of that, I haven't had a lot of time to record this week's episode, and now it's 3 hours late. So let's just call this a meditation for people in a rush and finally live up to the name of this show and just do a 1-minute meditation. Ready? I'm starting my watch, and... now, close your eyes. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Now, imagine you're in a place. What kind of place? A nice, calm place. You're there, it's a really calm, it's nice, and there's a deer or something, maybe a cabin. Whenever I say that, I'm just describing a Bob Ross painting. So you're in a Bob Ross painting and you're breathing and it's great, wonderful, awesome. Now, get calmer than that, calmer even still, calmer than you can even possibly imagine. In fact, just fall asleep. You couldn't get calmer than unconsciousness, so just fall asleep in your bus or in your Uber, on the plane or in your cubicle. But, hello, are you there? Hello, are you distracted? Are you distracted? Good. Return to your breathing. Is that a bird? Who cares? Return to your breathing. Did your upstairs neighbor just drop a bunch of billiard balls? Who cares? Just return to your breathing. Be aware of your arms and legs and head and feet and balls of your feet. Come on, don't be immature. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Now imagine a golden energy entering in and out of your lungs every time you take a breath. Is it toxic? Who knows? Probably not though, because it's meditation energy and it's good. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. I hope this guided meditation has brought you to serenity. You seek. My name is Luis Prada and this has been Meditation Minute. Namaste, save and render. Bye.
And we're back. Welcome back. Hi, Raya.
Hi.
Okay, so I promised you a story.
You did.
So, okay, I think you might enjoy this. So, there was this young lady. Not young lady. She was my age.
Right.
So, it was an old coworker from years ago. And so, we started kind of hooking up. We reconnected. We started hooking up and stuff. And I mean, it's not like she couldn't hold her liquor or anything like that, but like we would sit there and just pound whiskey
Okay.
and mess around.
Got it.
So one of these times she came over to my house, and she came over in a cute, like, shiny silver dress, and she came over with no underwear on and everything like
Wow.
that. But she was already pretty twisted before she even got over, which is fine because I was pre-gaming too.
Okay.
So she comes over and we mess around and all kind of stuff, and then she stays in the bedroom. She stays in the bed. And I come out to the living room, and I find what I can only describe as a dollop of shit. It looked like an ice cream scoop,
Okay.
of poop
Where?
on my rug.
On your rug.
In my living room.
Okay.
And I did all my due diligence. It wasn't tracked in on a shoe or anything like
Okay.
that. I mean, I'm telling you, it's an ice cream scoop. I mean,
Yeah.
it was, here it is. Like, boom.
Okay.
It was just there. And I, to be honest, I did consider the fact, wait, did I shit on my rug? I was like, no, I definitely wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, you didn't pregame that hard that you would have shit on your
I
rug
didn't
and
eat-
also forget it.
I didn't eat corn.
Didn't eat corn.
So
Going back on all your meals
and
for the
I was
day.
trying to see like whether or not like it was tracked in on a shoe. There
Right.
was no. I think she was so drunk she popped a squat, or it just fell out. It fell over her butt,
Man.
but there was just a dollop right there on my rug. So I guess my question to you is, what would you do if
I
someone
was the shitter or the
Both.
person who fell?
Both.
Man, wow.
See, here's what I did. I did not tell her.
That's very nice. It's really nice
I
of you.
cleaned it up, and listen, I've had dogs before, so
Isn't it your first rodeo?
Yeah, it's not my first rodeo. I know how to clean up poop on my rug. So yeah, no, I definitely did not let her know. Like, listen, I let her sleep it off, kind of thing, But
So there had to have been a moment where she was in your living room alone.
Yeah,
Where she would have been able to do that.
sure. I mean, I doubt she popped a squat. I think it just squirted out. But it was a dollop, though.
Man.
Like I said, it was like those commercials about ice cream, like like how they make it
Yeah.
like chocolate ice
Oh,
cream.
I can picture it.
honestly,
Real good.
It looked like that.
And this might be a dumb question. It was for sure shit.
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
that was the thing. No, I smelt it first.
You were like this because at first I'd be like, "There's no way."
Because
Like,
she was sleeping it off. We had her sexy times, and she stayed in bed. And I was like,
Okay.
oh, okay, cool. I'm going to go in the living room, have a cigarette. Like,
Right.
And I was like, what's that smell? And then boom. And like I said, I actually even checked the bottom of her shoes and stuff like that. I checked the bottom of my shoes. I mean, believe me, I checked everything. No, she shit on my rug.
she for sure shit on your
Yeah.
rug.
And I don't think she popped a squat, because I think she was at least lucid enough to actually like go to the bathroom if she really needed to like let one go.
Well, here's my thing about that though: is why would she just leave it there?
I think that's why I think it just slipped out.
Maybe she sharded.
That's what I mean. I think it just
But you
slipped
would
out.
have, she would have felt it,
Because she wasn't
right?
wearing any underwear. So it would have just...
It would have made
and she
sense that it would have felt
it was
out,
a
and
short
she was wearing a dress.
It was a short mini skirt kind of dress kind of thing. She was
Right.
doing the sexy kind of thing.
Right.
And so she wouldn't have even like, I think she might have farted and then just like... But also it was significant.
I feel like you would have had to feel that.
it was-
You would have had to know it came
It was
out.
fist-sized. Like, I mean, look, yeah.
Man, she would have had to know it came out. That's what I think. And so I feel like there are two types of people in a situation like that. There's the kind of person who goes into this mode of like, don't come out, I'll be there in a second.
Damage control.
Where's
Believe
paper
me,
towels?
I've had girlfriends
Damage
clog
control.
up my toilet before.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, don't come in. Don't come in. Whatever you do.
Exactly. In
Where's
an
your
embarrassing
plunger?
situation, there's a damage control girl and there's a I'm going to pretend this didn't happen girl.
Yeah.
But in that situation, I can't imagine just being like, I'm just going to leave that there.
Yeah, just like, ho-hum.
Because, like, what else could it have, like, she knew that you were going to find
You
it.
have a dog?
No. I had no animals in the house.
She couldn't have thought.
No, it wasn't a dog.
See,
it
because
wasn't
if you
a cat.
had a dog, I
like
can
that.
see her being like, oh, just leave it. He'll think it's the dog's.
No, absolutely
didn't
not.
have any
no
animals.
animals. That was one of the few times in my life I didn't have an animal in the house.
Man, see, if I was her and that happened to me, I'm a big damage control person. So I definitely would have found a way to keep you.
Yeah, so you're not going to fess up to it. You're going to just keep me out.
I'm not going to fess up to it unless I absolutely have to.
I'm sorry, Paul. I shit on your rug.
I'm so sorry. I shit on your rug. I didn't mean to. It happened, and now this is the situation we're in. It's going to bring us inevitably closer.
Yes, exactly. this is a learning experience.
I would definitely try not to
We're
fess
going
up.
to tell this story to our kids and at our wedding. Yeah.
I mean, and of course, in that situation, I'm sure she wasn't, but I'm thinking about this very soberly and from a bird's eye view, but I might have even gone as far as like cleaning most of it up, leaving some of it, taking my shoe, putting some of it under my shoe, and then making it seem like I dragged it.
That's so calculated of you.
I'm quite a calculated person.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm so so glad I don't date people like you. All right, like, geez, that's so diabolical. Like,
She rubs it on your shit.
it was my
At least
fault.
I didn't say that I rub it on your shoe.
Dude, you stepped in shit.
You're right. And then I would honestly, to even go a step further and really clear my name, I'd fess up to that and be like, man, I'm so sorry. I think I must have tracked something in.
There you go.
Because then I fess up to something, which means why would I, if
Why
I
would
was
lie about
lying,
the
then I
bigger
would have
lie?
just not
That
said
was
anything.
I tracked in my shit.
Exactly.
But I actually kind of love this idea that you're actually putting it on the bottom of your shoe and actually putting a trail to my door. So you're actually spreading the shit around my
You walk
apartment.
out, she's like butt naked with a shoe, just like walking around.
but also like both shoes. So you're like just like, hey, honey, stay in the bedroom, and then you're kind of just like put shoes on your hands.
Exactly, and you're
just
walking
do
around.
a walking thing. Like,
I'll be there in 5 minutes.
I'm just spreading shit around your living room real quick.
I'm just covering up a crime. It's no big deal. So that's what I would do. In the situation of being you, I definitely wouldn't have said anything, because as much as I would have been grossed out and been like, why didn't you clean this up? I also would have been like, I just felt so bad. Even now I feel so bad. I have like secondhand embarrassment
No, me too.
for her.
That
My
was the
hope
thing.
is that she was so drunk that she doesn't even know what
she
happened.
does. She has no idea, and that's why I'm not saying her name.
I love that for her.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
want her to have this.
I'm a nice
this
guy.
in her
I'm not.
head.
I'm not gonna like. Yeah.
You know, you have
call
those
her out.
embarrassing things where it's like, no, it doesn't matter how long it's been. Every time you think of them, you make a face. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, and it haunts you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
This would be hers for sure.
Yes.
I like to think that it would have been.
I don't want to haunt her.
You don't want exactly. You don't
Yes.
want to haunt her.
Yeah.
Although it would make for a great party story.
Yeah.
My fainting naked story is great now. It's a hit.
I shit on Macaulay Culkin's rug. Yeah.
That's actually an incredible story. I'd make that my Twitter bio. If that But I feel for her. I just can't understand her just leaving it there.
Put up in a squat.
Yeah, man, wow.
Yeah, that was it was really something. Looking at honestly, I will say it was the last time we hung out. To be honest,
That makes a lot of sense.
and it wasn't
that makes a lot
necessarily
of sense.
it wasn't necessarily this shit like specifically. Well, but like, yeah, no, it was actually like come to think of it, it's like yeah, no, we actually never hung out after the dollop.
After the dollar.
I call it the Great Dollop Incident
was-
of 2016.
It was a
Yes.
subconscious. It was your subconscious saving you from having to clean up shit on your carpet.
Yeah, no, 'cause, listen, she woke up later, and I was still up, and actually, like I think my brother and some friends had actually kind of come over in the living room. I have a place where, it was like she could sleep quietly, like,
Right.
But no, she wanted to come out and hang out again, and so she had a couple more drinks, and all of a sudden, I just heard, and she hit the ground. Like, no, she like completely collapsed kind of
Oh
thing.
my God.
So no, believe me, like I rush over, like, sure if she's okay, and all she did was, fuck you, don't touch me. And I was like, no, I just want to make sure you're okay. Like, I
Right.
want to make sure you don't choke on your own vomit or something like that. Like,
Right.
yeah, let me turn you over. And she kept just like, don't fucking touch me. Like, and I was like, okay, but like, can I put a blanket on you? He's like, don't touch me. I was like, doesn't matter. Here's the blanket.
Oh,
And I was
wow.
like, here's a pillow. She's like, don't touch me. I'm like, okay, but like, so then the next thing you know, she's sleeping on my floor for the next like 4 or 5 hours.
It makes sense this was the last time you hung out with her. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
yeah. It
I
really
try
was.
not to judge people,
Honestly,
but
that's
wow.
the thing, is that it wasn't always like that. I think she had a particularly bad night.
Yeah.
is what it was. Like, yeah, because I tried to like at least move her to the couch or move her to the bed. And she was just like, she was not violent about it, but I mean, she was a tiny girl. She was like this tall.
Right.
Yeah. She was Warwick Davis, like kind of like height.
Me.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah,
I can relate to
exactly.
that.
Yeah. And so
I have a
it was
question.
like, I was like, I'm not gonna hang out with you anymore. Like, I guess it kind of worked out that way.
I have a question that I'm really curious about. I wonder, do you think that she at least had the sense before you guys started hooking up to go to the bathroom and wipe?
I don't know. Bless you.
That That's the question because
That's my question. That's my question
that's my
too.
big question is if I was gonna leave it, I would at least like want to hide any evidence linking it back to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because even if it falls out, I mean, you still want to do a once over.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure you're good to go.
Oh, exactly. Especially if it's like, sexy times.
Exactly.
You know, yeah.
I hope for your sake. That
I know, me too. Well, listen, I didn't go down on her. Okay, I would have
Okay.
noticed. I'm pretty sure I would have. I would have noticed.
Yeah.
And hopefully she wipes backwards and not forwards.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, you never know. She sounds like a wild card. So
Yeah.
I guess
Well,
you-
no shit. Like
you
no
know-
shit.
no shit. Oh man, poor girl.
I know.
I'll think about her forever now.
I know, right? And she probably actually doesn't listen to the podcast and probably does not remember any of
Even if
this.
she did, she probably would be like, that poor girl.
That poor girl.
And I love that. I really do love that for her.
Yeah,
I really
yes.
love that she doesn't know this.
No, I would love like just charge into the bedroom. Like, excuse me, did you shit on my rug? No, you clean it up. You clean it up. Here's the ammonia spray, and like here's a doggy bag.
Oh my god, she's in her glittery dress, picking up her own shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been even worse.
Just crying with like a scrub brush. Just looking at
It's the only way for them to learn. They won't do it again.
Yeah, exactly. You beat me
You gotta
to
rub
it.
their nose in it.
Rubber nose in it. Never again. No, bad girl.
No.
Bad. Never again.
Oh man.
This is outside activity.
Actually the perfect ending to that would have been if where she collapsed was right where it happened.
I wish.
And that's where you just let her sleep
just
for the
let
night.
her slip in like a pile of her own shit on her cheek. Nice and warm.
Oh man. At least it's her own. If
Yes.
you have to sleep in shit, you probably want it to be your own versus somebody else's.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Right?
I know where it came from.
Right, exactly.
My butt.
Your own butt.
Yeah, my own butt. What are we at right now?
12.
Oh, okay. Oh, I have no sense of time.
I don't either.
You've got plenty of time.
Could
I
have
have
said
no sense
4
of
and I
time.
would have been like,
Hands
yeah.
up when you get to like 20.
Yeah, just do like this.
That's what I'll do.
Yeah. No.
Please actually do that. Okay, great.
I got nothing to lose.
I love that.
I paid to be here.
yeah. It's not even a visual. Like it's just like yeah. All right. So we already asked where babies come from. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we got here?
We got fan questions and we should do.
Look. Yeah, I think we'll do that in section 3 kind of thing. I think that would be.
Fan questions?
Yeah, let's do some fan questions. Look, yeah, sure. So,
Let's do it.
So we asked a bunch of fans.
Mm-hmm.
I guess of me and you, but maybe just me. I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe just you. I
Maybe
don't know.
a few mutuals. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Our Venn diagrams might overlap.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So, so Mr. Sean De Pasquale, he has some. He handed me. I'll do them. Yeah, see this. He has to edit this, so I can kind of just. All right. Let's see what we got here. Chato asks, "Is it true if you don't use it, you lose it?"
Absolutely not. It's like riding a bike.
Really?
Yeah.
It doesn't shrivel and die?
I don't think so.
Like just like wither, like just like a leaf on a tree?
I mean, I don't have one of my own, so I can't really say for sure.
Trees or sexual organs?
I don't have trees. I don't have penises. But I like to think that it's like a bike, and it really doesn't matter how long. The second you're back in there, metaphorically and literally, everything is right in the
I
world.
don't know. Have you
and
been in like a long-term relationship though?
I have.
Yeah, I don't know.
4 years.
Okay, that's
pretty long,
yeah,
right?
I put that into that category for sure.
Yeah.
But like when you get back on the trolley, like like all of a sudden, like now you're kind of like now you go from being monogamous to just
So here's the thing about that.
Because it is like riding a bike, but at the same time, also like I just was on a bike for the first time in like 10 years, and it took a second.
Okay.
It took a second.
Okay.
I still knew how to pedal and stay balanced, but at the same time, it was a little wobbly.
So I've had a lot of people be like, oh, I've been in a lot of long-term relationships. I don't have that many partners, or I just got out of a long-term relationship, and I'm worried about that. I'm like trying to get back in, and like, what if I'm not good, or I've been doing the same stuff. I
I know, because I felt boring when I first got back on the scene.
I actually find that those are better sexual partners.
Oh yeah, no,
So much better, because I've hooked up with a guy who like has basically never had a girlfriend, and it's like they never get to that point of intimacy where the girl's like, you're doing it wrong. You should actually be doing it this way, because you don't want to say you don't really.
How often does that happen to you?
know?
How often does that happen? Honestly, that would be actually like incredibly I guess actually for a male, it might be like embarrassing, where it's kind of just like you're doing it wrong.
Right.
Like, that kind of thing.
It's got to be terribly embarrassing, but also I can't imagine a guy afterwards wishing it didn't happen. It's like he's only better now. It's only going to help him in the long run. It's embarrassing in the moment, but I feel like in relationships,
But are you helping him for the future or are you helping him for yourself?
both.
Okay.
Both.
Take it.
I'm
Take it.
gonna-
Yeah, yes.
That's the fully honest answer.
Yeah, no,
is I'm
yeah.
selfless, and it's mostly for the greater good.
I'm selflessly selfish.
Selflessly selfish.
Yeah.
But I find that those guys usually aren't as good sexual partners because they haven't had that intimacy of like really being with one
They
person,
don't know where to put
learning
it.
the body. They kind of don't know where to. They've just been kind of sticking it in and hoping for the best, and then never seeing that person again.
Yeah. Thrust. Done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And on one night stands, you don't usually have that open dialogue. You're not like
Yeah.
asking for things usually, or maybe you're not comfortable enough to be like, I'm not going to get off. I'm just going to fucking fake it. Just get this over with. And so guys just go all the time thinking that they're good and they're not. Versus when you have a girlfriend, at some point they're like, honey, let me tell you something. You've been doing it like this, and I would really love for you to do it like
And
this.
I like a little of this, a little of this.
Exactly.
A
Or
little sugar
like
me
also
do.
when you're in a relationship, you just like, sometimes you do get bored, and so you start experimenting with things.
Yep.
So I feel like those are the people that I
Oh,
think
believe
are
me, I've
best.
had like some of my girlfriends, like they're like actually like girlfriends,
Right.
like monogamous kind of things, where it's like just like sometimes she'll go like, "What the fuck are you doing?" It's like well, just like no, I'm trying something new.
Trying something new, baby.
I'm trying to spice it up a little bit. Here's a little smoked paprika for you. There you go.
Exactly.
Trying to spice it up.
Just trying to spice it up.
Yeah, yeah.
You do that more in a
Yeah,
relationship.
here's a
I
little
think.
oregano for us.
Right.
Yeah. But
Versus
at the same
the
time,
usual
it's
salt and pepper.
But also, it's also really weird when your girlfriend turns. She goes, "The fuck are you
What the
doing to
fuck
my
are you
vagina?"
doing?
Like,
But it's better to come from a girlfriend than a girl you met that night, right?
Yeah, no, true. Look, I mean, I guess so. Yeah. I mean, I don't know actually.
So I think, I think.
I think they both are kind of like a little like but at the same time, it's like I think you're more likely to experiment with a monogamous
Right.
monogamous
And you're more likely,
relationship.
like I said, to take advice, give advice. And so I think that you genuinely just become a better partner.
So I've taught plenty of women like about a penis.
Right.
Yes, and actually, it's kind of neat. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
"Hey, here's what you do from now on."
And then you learn how to do it perfectly.
Here's
and then you're
how
a
I
pro.
like. Here's how I like it, but also here are some erogenous zones.
Right,
Yes,
exactly.
yeah.
And then when you guys break up, you go out in the world and you have all these tips and tricks.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
You've learned.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're welcome, all my ex-girlfriends.
Exactly. They know what they're doing because of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you were kind enough to share that
Yes.
knowledge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You talked about faking it before. What percentage would you say you fake it?
Oh,
I know this is a rough one.
I'd say
How often, like in general, even not even like now, because maybe you fake it more when you were younger or whatever. I don't know.
I faked it a lot when I was younger. I also just like was afraid to
'cause
ask
that's common.
for what
That's
I
common
want.
with
Yeah,
women.
I was
Yeah.
afraid to ask for what I wanted. I didn't feel
Yeah.
comfortable doing that. And also, you care a lot more about the male in that.
And their
it's all
feelings.
about like what they want and how it is versus how it should be, which is 50-50. And so I faked it a lot when I was young. Usually in relationships, I'm faking it kind of in the beginning until I get comfortable with you.
That seems to be a common thing.
And then eventually, like I said, I start to be like, hey, you know what would be fun? If you actually did this. And then eventually and then they realize context clues, noises.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what she likes. So usually in the beginning, I find myself, I was actually talking to a guy recently and he was like, a girl's never faked it with me. And I'm like, well, every girl has faked it. Every single girl has faked it. And most guys can't tell the difference. So you do the math.
I can tell the difference.
We're getting into a When Harry Met Sally situation. I'm going to
yes.
start.
Exactly, that's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. But no, just me. Those other guys, they don't know what
They
they're
don't
talking
know.
about.
I
know.
know.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, so I fake it probably about half the time.
Really? Jeez.
Yeah.
It's that much?
It's that much.
I was going to guess like 20, 25%. And look, it's
I'm
double what I
also
was thinking.
still like dating degenerate like 23-year-olds.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah, and not that all 23-year-olds are degenerates, but like I've dated a few like young guys that definitely are just
but
like just
But you
finish.
hipster, hippy dippy, like dudes.
Exactly.
Are you spending a lot of time in Las Vegas or something like that?
Oh yeah,
Silver
that's
Lake.
where I live. Basically,
Oh,
I
there
live
you
on
go.
the east side,
Yeah,
so
there you
you
go.
know, you go to Squirrel, things happen. You're faking an orgasm all of a sudden. You know.
You know how it goes. Yeah, we all know that story.
I actually feel bad making that reference because the guy I'm seeing right now, the last place we went was Squirrel. I hope he's not like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure.
If you're listening to this, you actually make me come. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. After this, he's like, hey, you made me come half the time.
50%. But on the other hand, I've had guys that it's just a right fit. Literally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's
for your yoni.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. And there's certain people where there's I've actually was talking to a girlfriend about this, and she was like, I fake it every time, and there's something wrong with me.
Some women have like, just different kind of things.
Right.
Like physiology even. Like
Exactly.
sometimes their clitoris is actually a little higher or something like that. Like
Right,
yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
Or most women actually can't come from just penetrative sex.
Yes.
And so I was telling her, I was like, and I think that's probably the reason mine is so high. I do have a harder time coming from penetrative sex.
Mm-hmm.
And some guys, especially younger guys, aren't very well versed in the clitoris.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're just penetrating you. And so I'm like, oh, I'm going to fake it. But the last two guys, the guy I'm seeing now and the last guy that I dated very seriously, I can actually come from penetrative sex.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly what... I honestly probably couldn't tell you exactly what the difference is of what they're doing. Sometimes it's just a right fit.
No, I've had experience with women that were like that
Right.
couldn't okay. I was like, no, it's cool. Same time, I also could make them come though. So,
Right,
yeah.
and that's
because
the thing.
The thing is also I figure out what they need.
Exactly. That's the most important thing. I have friends who are like, yeah,
No,
I
but
can't,
that's really what it is.
I can't come from penetrative sex, but like we'll finish, he'll get off, and then he'll be like, okay, your turn. That's him. That's fine. That's
Yes.
perfectly fine.
Exactly.
That is, do not think that because you didn't get her off from that she's not going to be happy or sexually satisfied.
Yeah.
If she's coming, she's coming.
Yeah. No, it's all about being communicative. Communicative.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. Versus I have girlfriends who
I have a
just,
hard
like,
time with that word for some reason.
I have a very hard time with I try to avoid it at all costs,
Communicative.
actually.
Yeah.
Versus guys who like finish or whatever, and then it's like they've finished, so it's
Mm-hmm.
over. And that's the biggest problem. It's not that he didn't get you off that way. It's because he didn't like think in his head, oh, it's her turn now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, there's something very sexy about a guy who genuinely wants you to get off. It's just
Fuck
as
yeah.
important as them getting off, and
Fuck
they're
yeah.
enjoying it. Like that, I think makes a guy a great lover.
Yes, I think that's exactly what it is.
He can have all the tricks in the world, all the toys, but if his like goal isn't to get you off, it's not. It doesn't really
Yeah,
matter.
no, and that's the thing. Is like, I mean, yes, I think you nailed it. Like, yes, I mean, of course, I like getting off, but at the same
course.
time, it's also like, no, like, it's no fun. Like, it's not just like women aren't just like a toy. Like,
Right,
it's like-
exactly.
no,
You
it's
don't want
like-
to feel like you're being masturbated into.
Exactly.
Like, that's no fun.
Yes.
For either
yes.
parties, kind of. That's no
No,
fun.
exactly. No, for me, it's like no. I want you to come too. Actually,
Right.
for me, even like I actually would prefer like her to come and not me. Like yeah. Like I mean, I'd prefer that.
Boom.
Yes. Like that's the way to kind of go.
That's the way to go.
Because I've faked it before.
Have you?
Oh yeah, I faked it before.
Oh my God, you just blew my mind. Guys
good.
are faking it?
Guys can fake it.
How? Give me the
talking about-
logistics of this, because I'm
It's usually when you have a condom on.
okay.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
it's easier to kind of do that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and it kind of just depends. You can kind of fake it.
Why was it? Was it just like
I just don't have it.
Okay.
That night kind of thing. It's like,
Okay.
no, I can stay hard, but I'm not coming kind
Right,
of thing. you know?
right.
And sometimes it could be booze or drugs or whatever, but also it can just be like just the circumstance where it's
Right.
you could be tired or whatever. Like, yeah.
That's interesting, because there's always this huge thing about, like we just talked about, so many females faking it, but you don't hear about it as much.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'd say it's falls into like the 5 to 10% of the time, as opposed to 50%.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I know, yeah, that was high. I'm very aware of people's feelings sometimes, and I'd rather.
No, don't worry.
But yeah, that's very interesting. I feel like if a girl knew that you faked it, she would be absolutely devastated.
Well, that's why you
more
fake
than
it.
more than men are, because women are so usually they're naturally caretakers. They want to make sure that it's like a big thing. When I'm with
I
a
know.
guy, and even if it's a boyfriend that I like know is very into me, and he's like, it's just not happening. I'm laying in bed and I'm like, what have I done?
yeah.
What have I done or not done?
Yeah.
what is going on?
Oh, there you go.
I'm disgusting.
You're proper concubine over here. Look at it.
That's definitely times where I'm like,
Proper
okay,
acacia girl of
I'm
you.
gonna let you go back to sleep in T-3 hours. I'm waking up and we're trying again, my good sir. I'm telling you, we are not finishing this night until it happens.
this happens.
Until it happens.
I'm gonna pull out every trick in the book.
every trick, whatever you need. We're gonna do weird shit tonight.
Yeah.
Something you've always
I'm
wanted to
gonna-
ask for, but you've been a little
I'm
bit
gonna
weird.
pull a
We're
rabbit out of
doing
my.
it tonight.
I'm gonna pull a rabbit out of my ass. Like I'm gonna pull every magic trick I have in the book.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, the guy we were just talking about, 4 years that I was with, he was a magician.
Really?
Full time, 100%.
And he pulled a rabbit out of his ass.
professional.
Funny
He
enough.
actually pulled a rabbit out of my ass.
There you go. Yeah. Atta girl. Jeez.
Yeah.
Are we at break time? Right. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna do another little commercial break. It's dynamic ads, so either you're gonna commercial or you're not. I don't know. We'll be right back with other stuff and things and stuff. Bye. And we're back. Sorry, hold on. And we're back. Is that better? I don't know.
The first one sounded like NPR.
Yeah.
So okay. So we're back.
Now we're going to be talking about.
Now we have more questions from the audience.
Oh, let's hear them.
All right, yeah. So let's see what we got here. Can we change our arousal template?
Oof, that's a tough one.
I have no idea what that means.
So it's basically just the map of everything that
Erogenous zones.
everything that turns you on. Every type of porn.
Yeah.
It could be sights. It could be smells. Everything on the map that turns you on.
Okay.
And it's a hard question because when you look at again, I'm not a therapist or anything, but I've done research. I've seen articles scientifically. A lot of what turns us on is
I've read Wikipedia.
from way
Yeah.
far back. Yeah, you ever heard of Wikipedia before? The things that turn us on can be linked. Some of them can be linked to way far back.
Yeah, sure.
You know.
Yeah. What do you think those football helmets in the corner are about?
Just got a crazy visual. Great.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
But so it's hard to say that you can necessarily change it because it's can you change things that are rooted in you from
Well, that's what I mean.
from
It's like
childhood?
trying to say I mean, can't really change your eye color kind of thing. I mean, people like what they like. I mean,
Yes.
I'm actually very thankful that I don't have a weird a fetish that would actually get me into trouble.
Right.
Or something that actually could
make or break
or something
a
that's
another
something that's
person.
dangerous.
Right,
You know,
absolutely.
I don't have a choking fetish kind
Right.
of thing. I don't want. Thankfully, I'm not going to end up like Carradine, David Carradine kind of thing.
Yeah. But yeah.
I don't, and listen, you can't control the fact that if someone has a foot fetish or people are into crush videos or
Right.
something like that,
Right.
cool, man.
if
just
that's for you, right? As long as it's not hurting anyone.
that's totally fine as long as you're not hurting anyone or anything
Yeah.
else. Sometimes you involve little small animals. I'm just geez.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So I
no
think
gerbils, no gerbils.
please God, no gerbils. Light choking is fine, but please God, no gerbils.
Yeah.
So I think that I don't know if you can necessarily change it. I think that you can learn to like new things, and you can train your mind.
But you can't control it though necessarily. People are into what they're into.
People are into what they're into. That's true. I wonder if you really wanted to. Again, I don't think it'll ever go away. But if with maybe a certain sex therapist and the right partner who's understanding and learning to like new things that are kind of broadening your arousal template, if those things can kind of take a back burner and they'll always be there and you might still think about them, you might still like them, but they aren't necessarily necessary for you to get
But some
off.
people just like garlic. That's
true.
you can't control that.
You can't control that.
And so it's the same thing with sex. It's
I think
sometimes
that-
you like garlic sex.
I think that's true. Who doesn't like a little garlic sex?
Yeah, a little garlic sex.
I think that like we said, as long as you're not hurting anyone, you don't necessarily need to change it.
No, exactly.
I think especially in 2019, we're getting to this great place where
people are a lot more
people
open.
are allowed to like what they like, and that's okay. And obviously, people still make fun of people with foot fetishes and stuff. But if you really have a conversation with someone, it's but we're also not going to kink shame, and you can like what you like.
Yeah, some people just sometimes they're oh, I really want to be with this person, but I'm afraid they're going to run away if they know about my foot fetish.
Right. And maybe honestly, it's not the right person for you.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Was that maybe you find someone who actually fucking loves your foot fetish.
Exactly.
It's oh, there you go.
And
now you found the right person.
There's also people I think that don't really know what they like. And maybe they have to try it. I'm a big advocate for trying anything once, obviously to a degree.
Yes.
No small animals, but I'm
yes. No gerbils. No gerbils.
No gerbils, but I'm a big fan because it's you never really know until you try it.
Yeah.
If you're really gonna like it or not. And I'm also, if I'm in a relationship with someone, I am very much about what they want. I'm about what I want too, but it's important to me that they're satisfied sexually.
No, yeah, it's the right balance.
It's the right balance of you like this, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. So we can do that for you. We'll do this for me after.
Yeah.
So I think it's all about balance and finding the right person
Yeah,
that's just
exactly.
isn't gonna make you feel like a weirdo because you want to do
Yeah,
something crazy.
Yeah, exactly. You go down on me, and we'll hang this deer, over here.
Exactly.
For you. Because it's what you're into.
Give and take.
Yeah, a little give and take.
Give and take.
Yeah, a little reindeer on a belt. on my doorknob.
Classic.
Yeah. There
You
go.
never seen reindeer on a belt porn?
Yeah,
Super popular.
I know. Well, that's the thing is that sometimes when it comes to like certain kind of porns, like, it exposes people to fetishes they didn't even know they had.
That's kind of
scary.
a problem with porn. Yeah, it's like we had an episode about porn.
like vomit sex.
Yeah.
Look at it. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
I had no idea certain things existed. Even like light things that everybody knows about. Like I didn't know what cake farts were until a few years ago, and it changed.
But imagine if you saw your first one and you're like, wait, actually, I'm into this.
I'm like,
you had no idea. You would have gone your whole life
God.
knowing that you were totally fine without it. But once you saw it, now you need it.
And that's the thing too with porn. I was just talking about this in my porn episode. Sometimes you don't even try. You like start off with like a really normal search, and then you click, and then you click, and then you click, and then you're like, what the fuck have I been watching for 3
exactly.
hours?
It's a rabbit hole.
What have I been watching for 3 hours?
It's a fucking rabbit hole.
Like I didn't mean to do this.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to be here, and now I'm here, and now we're here.
Well, see, that could actually happen on YouTube even. Like I found myself
yes.
going like I found myself on like these crush videos where it's like women's feet like stepping on like loaves of bread and making fists with their toes and stuff like that.
People are super into that.
Well, at the Supreme Court, I think it might have been during the Larry Flint trial or something like that, but they were trying to define what pornography was.
Okay.
And one of the justices said, porn is, I know it when I see it. And
That's
exactly.
a great description.
And so it's one of those things where I was watching this video and I was like, this is someone's porn.
This is someone's porn. That's how I feel about mukbang. It's becoming so...
What's mukbang?
Mukbang is that it's this huge thing where YouTubers, where you literally just eat on camera.
Oh, and you can really hear the sound of their
You can hear the
their mouth.
sound, and sometimes you talk and you have small talk, but it's not outright sexual. And I'm pretty sure it started as like a fetish thing.
Yeah.
And now it's just a huge...
Well, there's
YouTube
AMSR kind of thing.
Also, that's why people like that pizza eating thing you did that one time. You just sat there and you ate that piece of pizza. And
I just sat there and ate a piece of pizza.
People
yeah.
love it.
off to
People
that,
love... Yeah, they for sure were.
All right, cool.
But it's like, it started off as this thing that was for sure
they have
sexual.
they have good taste.
But now it's like everybody does it. YouTubers that are like family friendly. It's just like a very, because obviously it gets views, so everybody's doing it, and it's not sexual anymore. But even when I'm watching very, very like family friendly ones, I'm still like, this is
Someone's porn.
this is someone's porn for sure.
Yep.
That's what mukbang is for me. But there's definitely like that. The crushing thing is interesting. I wonder if it's a like a jump off of giant test porn.
I don't know what that is.
Basically, guys get off on regular sized women who are made to look like giants with the camera angles.
Oh, jeez. That is
and
definitely
then-
someone's porn.
And then they have tiny little towns built, and they watch the women like stomp on the towns and like stomp on the cars and stuff.
that is so.
Yeah, it's huge. It's a huge fetish. Giant test porn.
That is like probably like a good like 50% of Japanese like like fetish kind of thing. Like,
Yeah, that one's wild. And people will
I want to fuck Godzilla.
Yes, it's exactly that.
Definitely.
It's exactly that. Yeah, and the angles make it look like it's these giant women. They have whole towns set up, little people,
nice.
little cars.
Little forced perspective with the
And
camera.
the girls will be like hitting things and stomping on things. It's like,
Are they roaring? Like, roar!
I bet you in some of them they're roaring. I bet you in something they are. But I wonder if that's like a jump off of somebody was like, I just really actually just want to see the crushing happen.
Oh, yeah, the
just
little
focusing on
kaiju
that.
like video, like movies, like stuff like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, we'll do another question and then we'll play a game. Let's see. Pegging, yay or nay?
100% yay.
What is pegging?
Pegging is when the woman puts a strap-on on
Okay,
and
go on.
fucks the guy in the asshole with a strap-on.
And you're 100% for that.
I am. Here's okay, wait.
Just go on.
It's not necessarily.
I'm not against other people doing it. Just like I'm pretty cool without it.
Right.
I could totally live without that.
You could live without it. Okay, that's fine. Here's the thing.
Actually, you know what? I thoroughly reject it for me personally.
Okay.
However, I don't judge other people if they want that kind
Right.
of stuff. People like their things.
People like their things. And
I like
here's
it.
the thing. I'm actually, it's not necessarily
Egging.
It's not a personal thing for me where I'm like, turn around, baby. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like a huge thing.
But if your man said like, listen, will you peg me?
I'd be like, hell yes.
All right.
Because I just love.
Have you pegged?
I have pegged once.
All right.
Yeah, I dated a guy once who was very into butt stuff in a lot of ways.
How long did your hips like last for? I mean, you
It
got
was
tired a lot
very-
faster than you thought, didn't
A
you?
lot faster than I thought. It was
yeah.
also very experimental. It wasn't one of those things where we were like doing it like the whole time. Like we were gonna, this is our sex for
And he's
tonight.
like, it's
is
my
me
first
fucking
time.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. We were very young, but he's
It probably
definitely.
wasn't his first
I
time.
think he was actually figuring out his sexuality. To be honest,
Yeah.
again, sexuality is a spectrum, and this doesn't
Yeah,
necessarily
exactly.
mean
No,
anything.
there's no
but
black
he
and
liked
white.
things like that. He loved butt stuff. He liked to wear my underwear.
Mm-hmm.
He liked transgender porn and stuff like that. So he liked a lot of things that I think maybe
This stuff is fluid,
I think
man.
he was like figuring out, I think he was figuring out. I don't necessarily say he's saying he was gay. I actually don't think he was, but I think that he was somewhere on the spectrum.
He was
figuring it out. So that was that was like a very experimental relationship for me, obviously. I'm not a huge, I want to peg all the time. And if I dated a guy who never wanted to, that'd be fine. But I just love the idea that if a man's into it, he's comfortable asking for his woman. It kind of
I can see how that's a turn on.
It's cool that a guy can be like, fuck toxic masculinity.
That boldness.
This masculinity thing.
Yeah,
I don't need to adhere to that. Not that any guy who doesn't want it isn't into that. But it's it's nice for a guy to be able to be like, this is what I like. It's not masculine by society's terms, but this is what I like. And I also am just I love to experiment. So
I'm really big into pegging.
I'm just honestly a huge pegger. No, but I just am very into
square pegs.
You know what they say about square pegs. Oh God, terrible. That's a weird porn out there somewhere. I bet you it is.
Oh, I bet you it is. Yeah.
But I'm just a big fan of the idea that for some couples there's this this gender role reversal almost.
Okay.
I just think that's very cool.
Oh, you taking a masculine role almost?
Yeah. I think that could be very fun. Again, not every time doesn't have to happen, but I just think it can be fun to experiment with that.
Okay, yeah.
With that role reversal, I think could be cool.
Yeah. Here's the thing: is that
and you do have a G-spot up there.
I mean, I mean, listen, I've had my colon checked. I've got. Yeah, I got a colonoscopy
But
recently.
you never had a
It's great.
finger up the butt?
Thank you.
What's that?
You never had a finger up the butt?
No.
Really? Not even a pinky?
No, I'm not into that stuff.
Are you sure? But how would you know?
Because I've had girls try to go there,
And instantly you just know you're not into it.
I'm not into it.
Okay.
Like, that's the thing.
What about licking?
No.
Okay, because some guys it's they like that, but they don't want to be penetrated at all.
I've done it 2 girls that like it.
Okay.
And things like that. I'm into kind of things but at the same time, look, I'm experimental, all that kind of
Right.
stuff. I've been around the block. I've done things. I'm I'm not even sure if I want this. And then I try and I go, yeah, I don't want this.
But you tried, and I love that.
But yeah, exactly. But also I found some things I do like.
Right.
Yeah, dig it. But yeah, no. Listen, I would love to be bisexual. Honestly, I could double my dating options.
It's fun over here in the bisexual world.
I know.
It's really
I was
nice.
going to ask. I kind of figured you're very fluid. It seems.
Yes, very fluid.
Yes. No, I would love to. Are you kidding me? I'm actually quite an effeminate kind of guy and stuff like that. And gay guys think that I'm gay, even kind of thing. It's
Right.
yeah.
You're not this traditional macho
No, believe me, I am not a dude, bro.
Right.
And so, but yeah, no, it's. I would love that, but no, I actually fall squarely into conventional heterosexuality kind of thing.
Okay.
And it's and I'm not necessarily boring. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But
Right.
but at the same time, it's but I would love to have a fluidity.
Right.
And I don't have that. I would love that. I
Right.
would love it.
I was actually just talking. A friend and I got on the topic of threesomes. And,
Go on.
And we were talking about female male versus male female, and how first of all,
and
obviously,
you've been down both roads.
I've never done male female.
Gotcha.
But I think a lot of times that's because.
Sorry for my assumption. Geez.
It's hard to find. I've done it all. I mean, I do run a sex podcast. But it's hard because I think that a lot of, first of all, I don't know a lot of men that are openly bisexual. Not a lot. And so I think that sometimes there are guys who are like, oh, I want another guy in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's one of those
yeah.
things. And
it's threatening in a certain kind of
exactly.
way,
And I actually know a lot of girls who are like, I wouldn't want that either. I don't want to see my boyfriend with another guy, whatever. I don't share that sentiment. But I think I wouldn't want to.
You don't have to be into another guy to.
Well, that's what we got into. The difference between male female threesomes where it's the 2 guys don't touch each other at all versus when the guys are when it's all an equal part.
It's all about you.
I only want
Yeah.
it to be. I would only want to do it if the guys were interested at least a little bit in each other. It's honestly, one dick is fine for me. It's already enough work. I really don't need to be the only one that's making sure everyone is
There's
good.
not enough dick in the world for
it's
me.
Part of the fun. It's obviously fun in a threesome to be able to do everybody's kind of into each other, whatever. But it's also sometimes fun to be to tap someone in, you know what I mean? When you get a little bit of tired, it's
tag,
exactly. And it's so I think that it'd be more fun for me if they were at least open to the idea of experimenting together. I don't need it doesn't have to be you don't need to get fucked in the ass.
I've
but
been open, and it's kind of just I don't
isn't.
I don't land there,
Right.
Which is unfortunate because I would actually be a really good bisexual. I really would. No, it's seriously on the surface, it's perfect for me.
But I think the biggest thing is just trying, just being open to things.
No,
you know?
but I have been,
And I love that's That's what I'm saying.
That's
I
what
love
I'm
that. It's like,
saying. Listen,
and if you don't like it, you don't like
Listen,
it.
I'm like middle aged now, so like believe me, and I've been around the block.
Been around the block.
I've been around the block more than once. You know,
Yeah.
And it's
and
like,
you don't like it, you don't like it. And if you like it, it's like, but at least you try. At least you know you gave it your best effort.
That's what I'm saying. I gave it the old college try.
You gave it the old college try.
Yeah. So there you go.
And some people come out of that bisexual, and some don't, and that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. So I came out of it like I have a stable relationship, a stable heterosexual relationship, a house, 2 cats and a dog. That's
Well,
what
yeah.
That's and a barbecue grill and a skunk under my house. That's yeah.
So classic. Just real classic.
I know. Believe me, I'm gonna start wearing like, socks with sandals and things like that.
Khaki shorts?
Yeah, exactly. Like
love it.
I'm going full suburban style. Yeah. Okay, so we have a game. Actually, we haven't played this on the podcast in a while.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a traditional chess clock.
Okay.
This is a game called ClockBlockers.
Okay.
I thought you'd appreciate that.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew 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 pew. So what we do is come up with like a category of something like it could be just like vegetables, and we
Okay.
just name vegetables. Tomatoes, but they're not tomatoes. Tomatoes are fruit. But cucumber or whatever. Like you go back and forth. Like
Okay.
so you say something, I say something, and when your clock's running, like whoever gets down to 0 first loses.
Okay.
So yeah, so so if it was again vegetables, you could say zucchini, and then you hit that, and then my clock starts.
Got it. Okay.
Dig it. So, there we go. So let's do a category. And since we've been talking about sex the whole time, let's
Yes.
talk about just anything associated with sex. Anything.
Okay.
Now you'll see this game is actually you're gonna get brain farts. You're gonna
Yeah.
run out of stuff pretty quick.
I'm not great under pressure, so let's
Okay.
do this.
So I'll let you start. You say something, and then you hit your button, and then I get to go. And
Okay.
So forth. So,
Ready?
Yep. Go ahead.
Pegging.
Boobies.
Threesomes.
Foursomes. We won't go to-
Buttholes.
Oh, nice. Anal beads.
Anal plug.
Missionary position.
Cowgirl.
Reverse cowgirl.
69.
Oh, 96s. No, that's when butt to back of the head. You know that one? All right, no. Areolas.
Porn.
Okay. Bukkake.
Oh man. Testicles.
Choking.
BDSM.
Oh, there you go. Gimps. I actually just dressed as a gimp the other day. It was pretty great.
What's a gimp?
Gimp, like, you dressed in leather and you have the mask on, with the zipper. and everything else. I was doing it for a part.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Your clock's going.
Lube.
Oh yeah, gosh. Vibrators. See?
Giantess porn.
Dildos.
Foot fetishes.
2-sided dildos.
Great one. Can never go wrong with that.
See, right? Sex expert. It's so hard, right?
Oral sex.
Dry humping. Anything.
I know, but you're right.
See?
It's just really, I'm fucking
Right?
up really hard.
Exactly. No, I'm telling you, this game's harder than you think.
Whipping.
Let's see. A clitoris. That's what took me so long.
Penis. We haven't said
That's all
penis.
good. There you go. Let's see. I already said boobies.
That's all he knows.
Heavy petting.
Great. Fingering. Taking it back to middle school.
Yeah, I thought about that too. God dang it. Licking. Just anything licking.
Sucking.
There you go. Atta girl. You already said that. David Carradine. he gets my motor running, all right?
Rim jobs.
Oh, see, look, you're all about the butt stuff.
I'm all about the.
I know, Jesus Christ.
It's unexplored.
Pinky fingers.
Middle fingers.
Thumbs.
Oh fuck.
And time.
Damn.
I only had 7 seconds left
It was a
on my
close
clock.
one. It was a close
that
one.
was a close one.
You're right. You really just brain
Right?
farts really get to you.
And you know what? In the next like 5 minutes, you're gonna think of like 1,000
Yeah.
things.
There's
Like,
literally 1,000 things.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
It's looking.
didn't-
You know what it is? It's looking at the clock really gets you.
Exactly. That's why it faces us. You know.
Yeah, it really gets you.
Yeah,
Man.
Yeah. I think we should wrap it up here. Thanks for all the sex talk.
Of course. Thank you for having
I
me.
I haven't talked sex in a while on this podcast, so it was great. Looking, yeah. So
I
it was-
love that.
Yeah, it was perfect. Yeah. Last time I did it, it was I had my co-host Matt Cohen, who was just. I said, like, we should do an episode about sex. But I said it like that, and he was like, oh my god, I'm just so awkward about this. I'm like, perfect.
That's amazing.
That's perfect.
I love a
Okay,
good.
that's what
I
we
love
had.
talking to awkward people about sex. It's one of my favorite
It was,
pastimes.
yeah. So great. You should have Matt Cohen on here.
Oh my god.
You should so have Matt Cohen.
Oh my god. Yes.
You should have Matt Cohen on
If
your
he's
show.
down, I'm down.
Yeah. No, he's fantastic. He's actually a funny guy and all that stuff like that. Honestly,
Awesome.
Yeah, he's super awkward, so it's great.
I love that.
So uncomfortable.
I'll think of like a really, really like crazy topic. Like it'll be like period sex. We'll have to talk about period sex for an entire hour.
Listen, all you gotta do is just wash up a little bit after. That's all. I'm done with period sex. Yeah. Are you done with period sex?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. All right, cool. Thanks for coming. I'm gonna
Thank you
hug
so much for having me,
Thank you.
of course.
Hug skis for you skis. And yeah, that's it. Do you want to hush, puppy? Yes. Plug your stuff, like your Instagram, your Twitters, your
Yes.
show, everything.
So my Instagram, my YouTube channel are both Raya Carmona, which is my name, and
I got it right. I got it right the first time.
and the podcast is Was That Good For You? It's on all the podcast apps.
Oh, wherever podcasts are
Wherever
sold.
podcasts are sold, I'm there.
All right, nice. We here at Bunny Ears, whatever. Come to bunnyears.com. It's freaking hilarious. It's great. You should do it all the time. My Twitter is at Incredible Culk, and my Instagram is at Culkamania. See, it's very clever. We run voicemails at the end of all of these episodes, and so you should call us. It's 845-EZE hoax. I forget what those numbers are, but I know why. It's 393-4629. So 845-393-4629. So leave us voicemails. And actually, you know what? For this episode, leave us sexy voicemails.
Sexy.
Thank you so much, Rhea, for coming.
Thank you for having
This
me.
is a ball and a biscuit.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. All right. See you next time, jerks.
We're always getting voicemails. You dial 845-EZE hoax. I said it's 845-EZE hoax. It might sound dumb, but it's not a joke. It's 845-EZE hoax. Motherfucking hoax. That's 845-393-4629. Motherfucking hoax. Voicemails. We're always getting voicemails.
I didn't choose the thug life, but the thug life chose me.
Hi, Macaulay. My name's Dave. I'm calling from Bilge Pump Productions. I've got a little project going on, but it's going to pay pretty nicely. And I was wondering, now that the podcast is doing pretty well, you're kind of getting your popularity back, could you get me Rich Evans' number? Thanks. Any help would be greatly appreciated. Bye.
All right, Mac. So I know that you and Brenda are trying to be parents, but you can't be a dad without an arsenal of dad jokes. So I have one to add to your collection. All right, so what did the buffalo say to his son when he dropped him off at school? Bye, son.
Hey, Mac. So I'm super nervous right now, but I just wanted to say I'm your biggest fan. Literally, I've loved you since I was in the 5th grade, and I'm 38 now, so super loyal, and now my kids give me a hard time about it, and legit, my boyfriend and I have gotten in big arguments because he thinks that I'm thinking about you when we're fucking, which may or may not be true. Anyway, love the podcast. One correction on the Tom Green episode. It's Boise, not Boise. Have a great day.
Find me, gag me, take me to the bunny ranch.
You are freaking lumberjack!
Oh my God.